Oh,
Oh ho ho. We are live.
we are live.
And it is me.
It is you.
It is
It
I.
is me. You.
I am the greatest there was, the greatest there is, and the greatest there ever will be. I am greatness personified. Myself. Yes. Yes. Stoney greatness. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm here. And I'm here with the man of the hour, the myth, the legend, the man who they come from all over to see, the activist, the author, the superstar, the champion, the king. So show some respect and bend the knee, for he is the man who wears the crown that hangs 2 inches from the ground. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. He is your king, my king, King Kevyn.
Oh, I didn't
Round of
have my
applause.
sound effects
I
ready.
know. It's okay. It's okay.
What's up, y'all? I'm happy to be back. Another Sunday. The weather is nice. Sitting next to my homie, my
Oh, yeah.
bro, Stoney Greatness. Y'all already know King Kevin's here.
Mhm.
And I'm excited about our show tonight. We are
Mhm.
doing our recap show. I thought that we would end up doing a recap for one show, but it turned out that it's two shows.
Yeah, because that's Pride Month.
But then I thought that we were doing an episode for each show, and we're actually doing 5 episodes altogether within these 2 shows.
Yes.
That's how much has happened in 1 week.
Yes.
So we got a lot to cover. We want to start with Drag Race because
we can start
Legendary
with Drag Race.
is they have the most episodes.
Yeah.
They have more contestants.
Right.
And way more variables than I think Drag Race so far. Drag Race only gave us 2 episodes. Yeah. Great episodes to start.
Yes.
But
2 fully loaded episodes. But so we can definitely start with Drag Race.
Drag Race season 7, All Stars, all winners.
All winners. If you haven't known, it is all folks who have won the season in the past. Okay. And it's not all of the winners, but it's a good majority of them. Okay. You got Raja, who is the furthest back winner
from season 3.
From season 3.
I should not do this because I can't call every season that these girls have been in.
Yeah, no.
Unless you know.
No, I don't know either.
Okay,
I don't know either. But yeah, we're going to. But we know that Raja's the oldest. All right. Then you got Jinx Monsoon. All right. You also have the twin winners. All right, Trinity and Monet Exchange from All Stars. You also have Shea Coulee from also All Stars winner. Jaden's Essence Hall, Drag Race winner.
The Vivian
Drag Race UK winner.
Yeah. Who am I forgetting? Evie Oddly.
Yes. Evie Oddly is in there. Yes.
I think that covers everybody, right?
I think that covers everybody.
Yeah. So when I heard about this All-Star All Winners show, I felt a way because it's like to send any of these queens home would tarnish their reputation.
Yes.
Like you are a winner, baby. And then you come back into a competition show where there can only be one winner, or maybe 2, but hopefully in this case there will only be one winner. And you got to knock the girls out some kind of way. So how is it that you're bringing all of these all-stars together, like the top of the top of the top, and send somebody home? That's not a good look. So I think Ru thought about that.
Yeah, and kudos to Ru and the staff who came up with a very, very respectful way to do this season for all winners, where no one goes home. That's the good thing. We get to see the full force of these queens for an entire season.
That is the best thing that could have happened.
Yeah. So, and it's a point system. So basically, you win pins. You win these legend stars pins. Yeah. All right, legendary legend stars. All right, is what they're calling them. So yeah, and the more you win, the more points you get.
Right. So at the end of the competition, the queen who has the most legendary stars,
the top 4.
Yeah, top 4. But yeah,
the top 4 go into the lip sync Lollapalooza.
So here's the thing about these stars, though. The top 2 queens of the evening
Mhm.
will lip sync for their legacy. Instead of $5,000, they get $10,000 tips.
Mhm.
And they have the whoever wins has the ability to block a player from
Mhm.
getting a star. And that's how you knock the girls down.
Right.
So even though no one's being eliminated, a person like, say, Trinity the Tuck
Mhm.
can get blocked from receiving a star in multiple weeks.
Right.
And that would guarantee that she
Spoiler
wouldn't be in
alert,
a
she
lot of
got
Palooza.
blocked on the first episode.
She got, yeah. Now, here's the thing. Usually we look at situations like that like, oh, she must have been the worst. But no, she was actually one of the best.
Right.
And it's bad because obviously Shea Coulee and Monet Exchange, who end up...
Spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah. How about that? I'm sorry.
She also, Shea Coulee and Monet Exchange were the top two
on the
first episode, and thusly they both got legendary stars.
Wait, are we going into all that?
Yeah.
Okay. Because
cool.
I'm telling
It's
all
cool.
that.
It's
I'm
cool.
spilling all the tea.
We still have a whole 3 episodes of another show to get to. So let's go.
All right. So, Shea Coulee won the lip sync. Let me just say, Ella Fitzgerald, Ronald McDonald, or Old McDonald had a form.
Yeah.
That was a
classic lip sync right there.
That was a performance for your ass. I love that.
Like, they gave us one of the best duos, like one of
Yeah.
the best lip sync duels
really
in
was.
All-Star history, to be honest with you, right there. That was the top lip sync
performance.
battle. That was
Like,
the top lip sync
yes.
battle right there. Like,
So
both of them, kudos.
But Shea took the win,
Mm-hmm.
and she blocked Trinity the Tuck.
Yeah.
And
shit.
So funny thing is, now Trinity can win the next challenge,
Mm-hmm.
but she would not get a star.
And win
She'll
the
get
money.
tip.
Yeah.
She'll win the title of winning that challenge,
competition, yeah.
but she cannot get a star.
Mm-mm.
So what was fun, because it seems like they're like going fast with these episodes, and the reason why I say that with them is because first thing they did was open up the library. Episode 1.
Episode 1 library was open.
Usually
which
that's
is
between 3 to 5.
3 to 5, yes.
And episode 1, they started with opening the library. And these girls gave some good reads. But
yes.
I mean, this is the best of the best. So what do you expect?
Yes. Like Jinx Monsoon.
She won that.
She
did. Won the
we will get to her. But moving on. So yeah, and then they did what was it? A remix, or they wrote their own lyrics to what is it? Legendary, or is it Legends?
Legends, I think.
Legends is the song. All right.
A RuPaul song called Legends. They wrote a verse to it, and they also had to choreograph their own dance.
Yeah. And it's funny that this show is competing against Legendary, and Legends is very much in the fabric of this season. So I think it's a tactic.
Yes.
But
and it makes sense,
right?
It to basically boost our platform.
Yeah.
So we're here for it.
Yeah, we are. So then what happened? So then the next episode, they come, so library open, they already wrote their own verses and did a song. That's typically at the end of the season that we see that, whether it's an all-star season or if it's a regular season, we see that that they're coming out of the gate strong. So what do? Second episode, Snatch Game. But this time, the Snatch Game is not just the regular Snatch Game. It's a double edition of Snatch Game, where you have to prepare 2 snatches. All right. 2 impressions.
Yes.
All right. And when I tell you that, in my opinion, all right, as a person who has watched every season of RuPaul's Drag Race, okay, and knowing that the Snatch Game started in season 2, all right, this Snatch Game was by far the best Snatch Game.
Oh yeah,
in the history of all Snatch Games.
Now
both sides,
honestly,
were amazing.
Every drag queen did the impersonation first and second. What some of them were a little weaker than the other,
right?
And the thing is, when you have so many great talents on the Snatch Game, it's hard. Like, you really got to fight for a spot because everybody's shining. Some was shining a little dimmer than others, but
yes,
everybody held their own.
Yes,
but all right. Before we get to the top,
let's just talk about
the other
people's. Yes. So for one thing, right, my 2 weakest overall were were Yevie, and I love Yevie. Good God, do I love? Oh no, me and PJ already said that Yevie get a pass. Yevie can come in the bedroom. Woo. Yes,
I wouldn't kick him
yes.
out.
Yeah, you know,
I wouldn't kick him out.
So yeah, and like Yevie was one of the weaker ones, but the Boogeyman was goddamn hilarious.
Yes,
it was
so
goddamn
his
hilarious.
version of the Boogeyman was great.
Yes,
but
then you had Jada.
So the first person Jada did was Prince.
Prince was so bad, it was good. That's the thing. It was so bad that I fucking.
So here's my thing. I feel like with entertainment, the idea is even when you fumble, go with it.
Yeah.
People don't know that you fumbled until you show it. Jada fumbled plenty, and I mean, you knew she fumbled, but the fact that she kept going with it made it like, this is actually kind of good.
Right.
Like, I see you. I see what you did there.
Right.
But this is actually kind of good.
It was terrible, but it was so good. And that's why I kind of put her. And then when she did Lady Chablis, it was more or less like an actual impression of her rather than, you know, something funny, because you could be very funny with Lady Chablis and just go wacky with it and it still be appropriate. But, you know, kudos to her, you know, for doing what she did. But those two were, to me, the weaker ones of the entire game.
So they were all strong.
And that's the thing. They were all strong. I think that all of their impersonations, honestly,
were good.
Would hold up in a regular season of
Raja
Drag Race.
Raja, though?
Oh.
That first character? What is the
Madam?
Yes, the puppet.
Madam.
She was a freaking puppet. Her makeup was a mask. She had freaking puppet rods on her arms and very, let me tell you.
And it looked amazing.
That was entertainment,
and it was spot on, Madam.
Yes, I was entertained completely just watching Raja's character alone. Actually, both of her characters.
Yeah, and the second character, the editor lady and stuff like that. It was the makeup. I don't know what her name is. I'm not a fashion person.
I just watched the episode or a video on YouTube where they were comparing side by side the queens and the person they impersonated. I stopped halfway through, but I did see that character. And not just the makeup, but like the voice, the cadence, the body language. Raja killed that.
Yes.
And Raja was one who was afraid that it was going to be a weaker episode for her, but she killed. She didn't win.
No. And the thing about it is that Raja does have one of and everybody, because she didn't win, you know, but that was a strong performance. Her original Snatch game, like with Tyra Banks, that was hilarious.
It was.
Like, and she could have won that Snatch game, but she had other people that were better than her that season. So you can't. But she won a crown. So hey, is what it is.
So I got to go to one of my favorites. Not the top yet. We're not getting there yet. But I love Monet Exchange's Mike Tyson and Shanae.
Yeah, they were good. They were solid. They were very solid.
When she did Mike Tyson, you know, it's always a risk when a man who does drag does a male impersonation on a drag show, but not with them. It's like they can't mess up.
She actually made Mike Tyson look kind of cute.
Mike Tyson, and like you looked at Monet and you know it's Monet, but you saw Mike Tyson, but you saw Monet. It's like, damn, he do look kind of cute.
Right.
It was the swag. Had the voice mannerisms, but had a swag about it that made you like, I like it. And then Monet switched over to Shanae, although she said she was impersonating Martin Lawrence, but she should have just said Shanae.
Right. Because it was Shanae.
Yeah, but she nailed it.
Right.
She, I mean, literally and figuratively, she nailed it.
I would say that the next week is, besides Yevie and, you know, Jada, I would say that the next week is, for me, honestly, was Shea Coulee. In part because
I agree.
Her first impression was this TikTok lady, this
social media
African TikTok lady. You know, I mean, it was funny at first, the voice and everything else like that, but it just wasn't.
It got lost. Yeah, I feel like it wasn't. She didn't have enough material for this character.
Right.
And if you ask me, Shea Coulee is a flawless queen.
Oh yeah,
flawless. I just again feel like she was one of the weaker ones. Her characters didn't give enough. Like they had moments, but they didn't have enough material. Her next one was Jay Alexander from Top Model,
which was solid.
Yeah, solid impersonation.
Yeah,
it didn't steal the show.
No, it was solid. It was solid. You know, Monet's Mike Tyson, you know what I mean, stole a part of the show. And that's the thing. Like, you got to steal your part. And when you get it, you got to run with it. You know what I mean? And hard.
Yeah.
And I would say that, you know,
And
everyone
that's
except for Shay
Jada did that.
had a moment. Yeah.
Jada's like, she went with it, even though she was, most of the time she wasn't even saying anything.
Yeah.
And she was still making.
Evie went with it. Like, they all had their moment where they ran with it. I think that Shay kind of missed it a little bit.
Yeah.
She had a little bit with when she was doing Jay Alexander, but it just wasn't. It
didn't hit.
Yeah. So now we're gonna get into the upper echelon of the folks. Then we already talked about Raja. Yeah. Raja was amazing. All right. And then we have Trinity. Okay. Trinity. Now, Trinity the Tuck. All right.
Her first character she came out the door was Satan, the devil. And he was the most charismatic, flamboyant,
the most southern fairy of all fairies.
Listen, so first off, Trinity did two
like
fairies.
King
and I don't know
and
which
Queen
one.
Tinkerbell.
Yes,
like,
yes, it was. It was a really good impersonation. Like, I don't know what you expect when you see the devil.
Yeah,
but it was Trinity,
and it was a full blown like devil, like looked like, you know, straight up demon and everything. And as soon as it came out of his mouth, like, it was like, hey girl, like, it was just funny and everything. Like, oh crap, like, how would you feel if, you know, you ended up meeting Satan, and then out of his mouth, instead of this, it was like, hey girl, like,
no, it makes hilarious. Me think of, it makes me think of him from Powerpuff Girls, that Halloween, the Halloween party we did when PJ was him.
Yep.
Right, I'm sorry, my camera is doing this little glitch thing. I don't like that. Just want to make sure we all plug.
Are we getting taken over?
No, we're here.
All right. Russians do not hack us.
All right. So the fun part was after they switched characters. Trinity did. Leslie
Jordan. Yep.
I almost said Leslie Nelson. Leslie Jordan, and I don't know which character I like the most. Like, even down to his height, his voice, mannerisms, his style of comedy and jokes.
Trinity sounds like Leslie Jordan regularly.
In general, yeah. That's why I had all the other stuff in there. But yes, it was amazing.
It was awesome.
It was such a great performance by Trinity.
And when I tell you that would have won, you know, several seasons of Snatch Game. Like, just Trinity's 2 would have won several seasons of Snatch Game. Like, right there. But when I tell you that Jinx Monsoon put on, like, and the word doesn't even fit, but it's the only words that fit, and everybody's been saying it, like, on the show and all the articles about it online, talking about this was a masterclass. Like, when I tell you, like, but still, that, to me, that still doesn't.
So let's talk about
fit.
Don't talk about her. Don't talk about her best performance. Let's talk about her first performance.
The first performance was amazing. Like, and the thing, she did Natasha Lyonne.
I can't get her name. Natasha Lyonne. Orange is the New Black, Russian Doll, the drag. Whatever the drag queen, not drag queen. The cheerleader movie she did.
Yeah.
She's a phenomenal actress all in herself. I love watching her. She's hilarious. In this really dry Jersey Shore type of way.
Right. Jersey Shore Jewish girl kind of like dry humor, like and everything. Like and
phenomenal.
She's funny, but it's a very, you have to be skilled in order to pull off,
because you got to be spot on with her humor, because if not, you're gonna bomb horribly.
Right.
She killed
Jinx Monsoon
killed.
I mean, not tell you,
you didn't talk about shooter. You didn't talk about the Vivian.
Oh yeah, no, we didn't talk about the Vivian. The Vivian was solid. She did the lady from Absolutely Fabulous. I forgot the lady, but they all look the same with the big old pumps and the red lips and the wine and everything. Yeah. That was spot on, like solid, strong.
Her.
That would have won like a couple seasons of Snatch Game right there.
Yeah.
And then the other lady is a comedian, a British comedian.
So I remember the first time I saw this woman, it was this video of her like saying, I can interpret. And they have like this international conference going on around the table or whatever. And she's like, I can speak French. I can speak Italian. Mamma mia,
molto bella. Pepperoni.
So this is the character,
dumb stuff.
And this is the character that the Vivian is portraying. And you know what? I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it.
It was good. It was definitely like, and like I said, like both her characters would have won a season or two of Snatch Game. Like very solid performance from the Vivian, like who had one of the greatest Snatch Game performances, period, with her Donald Trump impression. Like I went back and watched that season of Drag Race UK, and that impression was hilarious and spot on. Like she won justly.
Watched it, but I'll go and check it out.
She won justly. Like it was amazing.
But back to Jinx.
But Jinx Monsoon.
Her second character was Judy Garland.
And
when I say this was the best Snatch performance in history, Drag Race history, it was. Now, we've had a lot of very good queens. We had impersonations of Cher, Monique,
Judge Judy.
Mm-hmm. So many good Snatch personas, personalities, performers.
Freaking
all that
robots.
Stuff. Yeah.
Like,
that was lit.
Yeah.
That one was a lit one. But this here was some next level shit, because the way Jinx Monsoon not only embodied but stole the show. She embodied Judy Garland, and she stole the freaking show. Broke out into song twice. There's no other way to say it. She just stole the show. That's something that you guys have to watch.
Made me want a sandwich.
Yeah. Oh, Ru asked her, so Judy, what's over the that rainbow? She said, it's a set.
It's a set, it's darling. Like, it's not even real. Like,
her timing, that was a great.
Like nothing. It's cardboard.
So, if you can't tell by our reaction to Snatch Game, there really was two pretty clear winners. Like,
yes.
Some say we knew who was in the number one spot.
Yes.
But we also had like
two very strong people to consider for that second spot. Yeah. It was just a 2-horse race.
Three.
It was a 2-horse race between the last second spot.
I don't know. Now I'm thinking about it, because again, I could easily say who wouldn't be in that spot, but I couldn't easily say who would. Because I really like Monet. I really like Raja. I really like the Viv.
See, my thing is
I like them all.
The thing with the Snatch Game was to bring two very solid characters. Now, people had one good solid character, right? The assignment was to bring two solid characters.
Okay.
Look at the people who bought two solid characters. There was actually just 3 people, really, who bought 3 rock'em sock'em characters. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that was Jinx, Trinity, and Raja. Those were the 3 people who bought 3 solid characters and who were entertaining the most.
Monet really, I give you that, because she didn't stand out as much as she could. Her characters was good, but she wasn't a showstopper.
Right.
Okay. So at the end, the top ends up being Jinx and Trinity. Now, we just told you Trinity was blocked from getting a star. So even if she wins the lip sync, she's not able to get a star.
So the only person that got a star was Jinx.
Jinx got a star, and you have to be in the top 2.
The top 4.
No, I'm saying to get a star to get to the top 4.
Yeah, to get a top 2. And remember, for every star you get, that counts as a point. And the people with the most stars, the 4 queens at the end with the most stars, are going to lip sync for the crowd in the Lollapalooza.
So it's Jinx and Trinity, and didn't Jinx even win the lip sync?
So she won a lip sync. It was Adele's Rumor.
Great performance.
Another one.
So it's hard when you have 2 really good lip sync performers, because when it's a clear win, you know where to look on the screen. But when you have 2 amazing performances, it's like, oh gosh, I don't know where I want to turn.
This was also a solid battle. I don't think it was as strong as last week's, because Jinx, to me, Jinx had that lip sync firmly in hand from jump, more so than, because it was a hot potato last week. It was a hot potato.
Yeah.
But as far as the control of and the whole eye of the lip sync, but when it comes to this one, as far as with Jinx and Trinity was very entertaining, was very great. I think she went a little bit too far in the camp bucket.
Yeah,
with
she was leaning
where
into the camp.
Jinx was campy, but it was
solid.
fitting.
Was
fitting, and that's the thing with Jinx. Like she knows, she knows where the camp should end and where the camp begins.
Yeah,
and that's a credit to her time, all the time that she spends also with Ben de la Creme, and that's a credit to Jinx Monsoon, because all the time that Ben de la Creme spent with Jinx Monsoon before she came on that All-Star season where she was clearly going to win. Trixie Mattel, you think your lucky stars.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Ben de la Creme decided to bow out because you would not have that crown. And I'm glad you're not on this winning season to try to prove that point. Just take your crown and go.
I hate that Ben de la Creme did not stick it out.
Yeah,
because she would have been the clear winner.
Yeah, she was clearly going to win that season, but it is what it is. But
turn a little bit,
that
comfortable here. This conversation.
But you could tell. You could tell, that finish and everything else like that's common between the two of them, and everything. And that's Jinx. True. Boy, I mean, I think that Jinx is probably going to get blocked every other week now. Yeah, I think she's going to get blocked every other week
because it's like everyone knows that they're like the top of the top. So it's like, who do you block? Jinx, you just put such a target on your back. But now at the end of this lip sync, you've won, and now you have to block somebody.
And the thing about it is that the only way, but the people in the top two cannot be blocked.
Right,
and that's the thing.
So she can't be blocked.
Top two can't be blocked. So even if you win a star this week, you don't win the lip sync, the person that wins the lip sync can't block you,
right?
That they were just lip syncing with,
right?
So so it's like you have to keep yourself in the top two in order to be totally safe. You know what I mean? And one of the top two. So and like you saw, Monet is trying to do an alliance with Trinity, and according to previews on the next episode, spoiler alert,
Jinx overheard.
They're trying to rope Jinx in.
Yeah. Have you watched Untucked?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and they were talking about it too on Untucked. Yeah.
Okay. So and if you're not watching Untucked, you're only getting half the show. That's what RuPaul says. Mm-hmm. But if you don't want to, you can always just watch us, and we'll tell you what's going on.
We'll tell you what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah. So Jinx decides to take the golden plunger, because that's what the person who gets blocked.
Right. Platinum plunger.
Platinum. I'm sorry. And the person that Jinx hands it to, Shea Coulee.
Dun dun dun.
Bitch. Because whatchamacallit was bitter about that.
Oh, and Bob? Monet?
I can see why you make that mistake. Not that they look alike, but because they do work together a lot. You see them together, so I get it.
Monet is Monet is something else. Like at the end of the day, you got to play the game, and you want to be petty, and you want to be Petty LaBelle. Yeah, because she proved it. Yeah, like she proved it the last time with Manila. You know what I mean? Manila ain't deserved to go home, but they sent her home. You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
Monet did say, if y'all block me, I'm coming for y'all. So don't block me. And because honestly, in that episode,
but also it's a strategy, and if it's in my best interest to block you,
exactly,
I'm gonna block you.
No, because I think
it's $200,000.
I think Jinx heard her because in that episode, the person that should have been blocked should have been Monet, because she was way stronger than Shea Coulee was in that challenge. So she should have been the one blocked. So maybe Jinx heard her and said, "Okay, I would block you, but I don't want to start this war with you."
Right.
So yeah.
Because Shea isn't. I don't think Shea is going to be petty like that. No, you know what I mean. Shea is going to.
And actually, Shea said that that's the reason why she blocked Trinity, because she knows that she'd be able to take it and still bounce back.
Right, which she did.
And she won't take it personally. But Monet said, "No, I'm gonna take it personally. You blocked me, I'm taking it personally." But at least she told you what card she's working with.
Petty LaBelle,
and not in a diabetic way. Because I love Monet. Diabetes still. No, she ain't growing on me.
No, Monet is just like, look, this is my line. You know what I mean? Diabetes is, Slytherin, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like Diabetes has to be a Slytherin. She has to be.
So since we're talking about being petty, real quick, we didn't talk about this before this show, but let's just throw this in between our main stories. Bad Boys.
Oh my goodness.
because so much has happened, and I don't think we got to really cover the last.
You
didn't see the new one.
The new one that came
That's
out
what I
today,
should've-
right?
Oh no, yeah, I didn't see that one yet.
Yeah, I saw the
So-
one that. I saw the aftermath
Yeah.
of the whole,
So we can
beatdown
talk-
and the chair bashing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
The
We know
chair.
that with Bad Boys LA,
Mhm,
Andrew left, and then Will the Baddest
Mhm.
left. Then right after maybe 2 episodes of Carry On and Milan going back and forth,
mhm,
they decided they need to spice things up more. They just made up or whatever after everybody fighting.
mhm.
And here comes Jonathan. Big man comes in and goes for the biggest room, which happens to be Milan's. Now they have their beef. Well, not really, because everything was stink. No stink. We're not gonna do that stink. That's my room stink. So Jonathan just said we can share it. Milan was like, I'm not sharing.
I'm not
the
sharing
room,
it if
and I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
know
say the
you,
room.
and if
If you ain't giving me none.
yeah.
So the boys were planning a party, and Milan just said, "Hey, maybe I should call one of my friends to come into the house." Because he felt like he was going to get jumped.
All of a sudden, after he done fought pretty much everybody in the goddamn house,
and made up and mothered everybody in the house, but he felt
all
like
of
he
a
was
sudden you feel like you about to get jumped.
Yeah, he thought he was going to get jumped, so he called his friend Rio over. So now we have 2 new people, Jonathan and Rio, short for Mario. And during this party, it's interesting because Jonathan
is
actually
short for Mario. It's short for Rio de Janeiro, but whatever. Black people, go ahead.
Stupid. You notice that Jonathan actually didn't stay in the house that night. He started all that stuff about the room.
Right. Yeah. No, he went back to the hotel.
Right. So then the night of the party, Jonathan comes back. Now
he wasn't even invited to the party.
That part he wasn't invited, but he's supposed to be a part of the house now. So, but so was Rio. Now we all know that Rio was really brought in to handle the dirty work for Milan.
Right.
Or at least that's the way the show presents it.
Yeah, Rio was a goon.
He was a goon who got.
Who got gooned.
He was gooned. So there was a moment in the bedroom again where Jonathan was telling Milan that was his room, and Rio said, "I'm supposed to be staying in this room." So they must really know each other, or one way or another. Fight breaks out
between Rio and Jonathan.
Not Milan.
Milan's just sitting there. Yeah.
No, I think he left.
No. He was sitting there watching it, and then he left once they got separated.
There was a ton of security, so I guess he felt like, nothing I can do here. Let the big guys handle their job. Milan faced into the background, and Jonathan and
all the way
Rio
into the background, like Homer Simpson into the hedge.
Yes.
Yeah.
One way or another, crazy fight. Hair's pulled out. There's blood. And remember, this this conflict started because somebody wanted a bedroom. Period. Not because someone touched anybody's stuff yet or someone disrespect. That's my bedroom, and I'm going to fight you for it. This is why that show stresses me out. I don't like negativity. I don't like conflict as is. If I have to indulge in that, then let there be a legitimate reason why you've pulled me this far out of my character that I'm going to start throwing blows or we're being disrespectful to one another. Give me a legitimate foundation type of reason or excuse to say I got out of character because I was defending my life or something like that. Or the disrespect was on a level to where that was the only option. It's a bedroom inside of an Airbnb that you guys are going to leave in about a week. But one way or another, they decided that they would literally draw blood.
Because it's bad boys. It's what bad boys do. It's how Dylan do it.
Yes, Dylan the baddest.
Oh God.
Oh, that was fun.
That's the biggest headache for me. The whole entire show is Dylan. Like, what are you doing?
Unpopular.
What are you doing?
Unpopular opinion. Gutter K is like one of my least favorites.
Because Gutter does, you know, Gutter is the pot stirrer, like pot stirrer, then runs
up
away.
Until now.
Yeah.
Gutter's thing is get in where you fit in.
Uh-huh.
If there's already a conflict,
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come in at the end. I'm gonna come in at the end.
It ain't nobody coming. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, like say if my mom's watching, or people who just don't watch that show, you probably think that we're just exaggerating doing the most. No.
Accurate reenactment.
But Gutter, and I'll be honest with you, not that I have a problem with Gutter as a person. You are who you are. I don't, and honestly, if anybody should be in that house, it should be Gutter. Gutter is the right age with the right social media influence. With Gutter belongs on that show, opposed to people who are in their 30s who have careers established, whether they've been on reality shows,
30s. Like I know Anthony,
Anthony's in his 30s, Carry-On's in his 30s, Milana's in his 30s.
Milana's in his 40s. Let's be real.
Not yet.
He's in his 40s.
Don't rush it. Don't rush it. We're about the same age. Don't rush it.
He's older than you, guy.
I'll do the research. One way or another, my point is, I don't feel like people in their 30s should be on Bad Boys. Like 28, 29, you pushing it. So when it comes down to Gutter, he's so small. I couldn't imagine him fighting anybody in there. I think that would be child abuse if anybody put their hands on Gutter. So it's like, it's almost as if Gutter is the one that shouldn't be there when Gutter is the only one that should really be there. But that and it's just the fact that he pops off, but we know ain't nothing really gonna happen until Will the Baddest decides to pop up at that party. Now that would have been interesting to see, because I don't see Will the Baddest as a fighter, but apparently that was his intent in coming in the first place, because he had some issue with Anthony for something that we know nothing of. Like most of their conflicts happen off camera, and we only ever hear about it.
Some stuff that he was trying to get him kicked off the show before, but faking like he was friends and stuff like that, and excited to come to the show.
My problem is we don't see any of this.
We don't see any of that.
These are just situations that they bring up,
allegedly.
And now these people have problems and conflicts. Now Will was off the show because he left the house and disappeared for like an episode or two, and now they're having this party, and Will pops back up, and now Will has a problem with Anthony, and I think Milan was trying to squash their beef. But in the midst of that, Will decided that he wanted to charge after Anthony and ended up getting beat up and thrown in the pool. And then while all that's going on and Gutter's going off about Will, that's when the fight breaks out upstairs with the other guys. And it's like, yo, y'all just doing the most. And then there's the day after the party. And I'm just telling you all the story. I'm sorry. But there was another fight in the morning. Somebody, again, Jonathan stayed at the hotel, but someone told Jonathan the next morning, 5:38. All right.
No, the running time. Okay, we cool.
Yeah.
All right, you got to wrap this up because we got a whole other show.
All right. So, Rio gets beat up again by Jonathan. Somebody called Jonathan, let him know what's going on. Milan's upset about that.
Bashed him in the head with a chair.
Chased him around.
Like
we
WWE
did see that.
Full-blown chair shots.
Yeah, but this was real life.
Right to the head.
Blood, ambulance in the hospital. Legendary. There's blood on the floor. Legendary.
Those are real chairs that they take to the head.
Huh?
They used to take headshots, but those are real chairs. So go ahead.
Legendary season 3.
Yes,
is back. And
yes, Legendary. The reason why you came.
Too much time on Bad Boys, but on Legendary we have new houses. We got 10 new houses, and we have a brand new judge.
Yes,
they have a live audience again. Yay! And let's get into it. Let's announce who the houses are.
All right. So we'll start with the first house from the Grand March that was actually eliminated. All right, and that was the House of
Light.
Yes, Light.
House of Light.
The House of Light. Good God, the lights were out. Like that's all I gotta say.
Oh God.
That is all I got to say.
That's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
The lights were out though.
The
First
lights
episode, no, literally,
were
first
out.
episode they were disqualified.
Like
Grand March, they just didn't have whatever they needed.
They
to
got
have.
a 3, the lowest score.
They did get a 3.
in
I
the
never
history.
seen anybody get a 3
in the history of Legendary, the lowest score, and that came from Naomi.
Naomi was kind of tough. Is being kind of tough this season. But they say this is season 3. Don't come here half-assing. Like you guys know what to be expected at this point. So someone said to me, "Well, what if it's the Kiki house? Like you should get them a little bit, or like a newly formed house, give them a little slack."
Mm-mm.
No, because this is Legendary. Legendary is not new.
No.
You knew what you were getting yourself into when you signed up for the show.
This is $100,000.
So,
you better bring it.
Yes. So do what you need to do to make sure that you're, So you want to do the second house that got eliminated?
Yeah.
Because Grand March was split up in 2 episodes. So first episode, House of Light, ended up being disqualified. Second,
eliminated.
Eliminated.
Yeah.
Bad words.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't had any alcohol today. That's why.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were disqualified first episode. Second, first portion of the Grand March, which was first episode. Second episode, we had
Demure Versailles.
When I saw that they got eliminated, I said, "Oh, that's going to suck," because Stoney won't be able to say that week after week, and not in any relevant way.
This will be it as far as the Demure Versailles.
They were eliminated.
Yeah, they were not at all Demure Versailles. No.
And I said this before after season 2. I wonder how they pick who goes to represent these houses.
I think, from the way that it looks, honestly, I think that it's more or less like because it looks like chapters submit.
True.
And if your house, if a chapter of your house gets picked, I think that you might not be on the show for a couple more seasons or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like they pick chapters, or a house will pick from different chapters to a super team,
makes sense,
and put it out there, because I know I believe that's what Prodigy did, was that they cherry picked.
I think so.
And then yeah.
So then next, do you want to say who went home next, or because it wasn't in the next episode, so maybe we should just go down a list of who else was a part of the other houses that are on the show.
Okay. So then you have the House of Ada, which was okay. Yes. The House of Machiavelli.
Yes.
Okay.
House of La Beja.
Okay.
The House of Yamamoto.
And quick fact about La Beja. Okay, La Beja has what we're going to call a gay nexus being.
Nexus being. They have Aja, who was also on Drag Race.
Mm-hmm. Has not been invited back for any All Stars or anything, as rightly so.
But she is in the House of La Beja.
Yeah. So at least she has that.
She's still going to be in our reviews.
Yeah.
So
sadly,
she's one of many. When we get to the other gay Nexus beings, we'll point them out.
Yep. So we have the House of La Beja. We have the House of Juicy Couture. Very, very strong house.
That's one of the top runners. I don't know if it's the top 3 or top 4 for me yet.
Yeah, they are solidly in my top 4. Like they're solidly in my top 4. Not in my top 3, but top 4.
And they could be a house
easily be in the top 3.
Yeah, they could easily be a house that turns it around. 3. And what I like about them, they're not coasting through, like they're actually kicking ass.
Yeah.
Then what other houses? We have the House of Alpha Omega.
Yeah.
We have the House of Mickley.
Elaine Mickley.
Mm-hmm.
Omega. Alpha Omega.
Now, if you guys have watched, then you guys know who these guys are.
Yes.
This is one of the best groups to look at.
Yes, they are.
I promise you, these are some
gravy
very
on Christmas toast.
Handsome, beautiful bodied group of men who mostly presents masculine, but they also have their feminine edge to them as well.
Mm-hmm. And the feminine edge is very appropriate, very tasteful.
Yeah.
And it is sexy.
I have my prejudices about this house. I think they're resting on pretty. I think they're wrestling, and I can say it.
Pretty on pretty hate.
I'm not hating on them. I want them to do what the competition calls for. They did not give me Vogue Femme Dramatics. Well, not Vogue Femme, but they didn't give me feminine dramatics or whatnot.
And he's being harder on them because he's pretty.
No, not because I'm pretty.
He's pretty, so he's harder on the pretty people.
No, that's not. Well, yes. You know what? I'll accept that.
Yeah,
I will accept that.
Exactly.
No, this is my thing.
Pretty people are gonna have to work for it with us pretty people.
I mean, you get people who are more attractive get an advantage as is. Watching them perform, their performances are tight. Don't get it wrong. When they perform, their choreography is usually together, and it is very beautiful to look at, whether it's the choreography or if it's their bodies. But when a category asks for a 360 dip, when a category asks for you to Vogue dramatic.
Spoiler alert, that's what the special twist was for the next episode.
I feel like in the Grand March, I barely got the elements of Vogue. It was great choreography. It just was not Vogue. They had maybe one or two people step out of the group, and it seems like, okay, they're the Voguers. They're the ones who's going to do every challenge that has a Vogue element, and the other ones are just going to be eye candy. And I don't feel like they should get great reviews just because they're good and on a competition show. I can see them coasting through the show for a good period of time because right now Law and some of the other judges are gawking at them so hard, but eventually it's going to boil down to not only talent but doing the elements of Vogue. And when they fail to do that properly, they're going to be in the bottom at least twice before they get sent home. I think they're going to fight for their life in the Vogue battle, and then they're going to get sent home. I'm putting that on record. And again, beautiful men, talented. When it comes down to the dance choreography, they're just not given the Vogue. I've seen them in 2 episodes, and not once have I seen them as a house give what was asked. And that's why I'm being slightly prejudiced. Yamamoto, the House of Yamamoto. This is a house to beat. They're actually pretty good. They will be in my top 3. The House of Revlon is in my top 2. Top 1. Right now, they are the superior house. House of Revlon is
by far the superior house.
They are the superior house.
Spoiler alert, they are the superior house.
They're from Paris, France.
Yes.
And they represent France, but they are also a legendary house. Even before you talk about them being the popularity or whatever the case may be with that, they are just a really good house. Their performances are good. They understand the elements. They delivered those elements. I feel like there's somebody I'm missing. Are we missing anybody?
I don't know. I deleted my list earlier.
I got the list. All right, Ada, Meek Lee, Alpha Omega, Demore Versailles, or whatever. House of Juicy, LaBeija, Light, Machiavelli, Revlon, and Yamamoto. No, we covered them all.
Yeah, we covered them all. Great.
So, Grand March, they had to send somebody home. House of Light went home, and then the House of Demure Versailles went home. And then here we are in episode 3 when they were doing their animal themed ball. And they had to add the element of a
360 dip.
Yeah. Now, considering how many people actually did it, I would imagine that that's just a difficult thing to do. Because so many people came close, but nobody, I think maybe one person actually executed it.
Close, yeah, but it was the best one of the night.
Yeah. I was entertained this episode, but there were like a few houses that were like underwhelming for me. They just did not. They were consumed by the animal, maybe,
right?
Or the butterflies. Was that Machiavelli? That was the butterfly.
Yeah.
And then the frog, like they liked Ada with the frogs. I wasn't a fan.
Oh no, Machiavelli was the scorpions.
Yes. Who were the butterflies? LaBeija.
The butterfly was LaBeija. Yeah. Now LaBeija got Keke Palmer. Now Keke Palmer is the new judge on the season. She's been doing a great job. That first episode, she was doing a great job. Solid, astute judgments.
Way better than I expected.
Yeah. because I'm not familiar with Keke, Palmer's ball acumen. You know what I mean? I know that Megan Thee Stallion, performed at balls before she got really, really big. And, she went to balls, you know what I mean? So she has some background.
Keke Palmer's a big drag queen, so I can imagine that she has some history. But I just felt, I was afraid that she was just going to give too much, or like she'd be so focused on being that actress artist that she wouldn't like give me that human element of being a judge. Like, I get it, I understand it. And when I say her performance or her portion of judging is spot on.
Yeah,
she's fun to watch. She's a part of the team like almost immediately.
The only thing is that where I question is the fact that she used what's called the gag flag. And the gag flag is a new feature where each judge gets a gag flag. Okay. But they can only use the gag flag once per season.
The entire season.
All right. And only one gag flag can be used per episode. So
if a person uses the gag flag, they can't use it anymore.
Right.
So it's up to the other 3 judges to use theirs to save a house.
But it can't be 2 within the same episode.
Right.
So only one gag flag per episode, one gag flag per judge for the season. So Keke Palmer decided to pull her gag flag for the House of LaBeija. I think that she pulled it in regards to the history and the fact that, I would say that's about it.
I feel like it was a pity thing and she didn't realize what she was doing.
Yeah, because
I think she did it so fast because she was moved emotionally because they, you want them to win, maybe because of history, like you said, you want them to do better, but they just didn't bring it and they didn't deserve the flag.
No.
Now, to explain why the gag flag exists, because of situations like where Tishy should have stayed, if like one of the other judges feel like, oh, I don't agree with that vote or that score, I'm going to pull my gag flag. Tishy would have been around to the end. I can guarantee that. You seem to have an issue with Tishy.
I love Tishy, but they weren't the best that night, and they went home. No, it's the same deal with ballroom. You know what I mean? You don't get a gag flag in real ballroom. You don't get a gag flag. A judge can't just say, "Oh, you know what? You had a bad night, sweetheart. Here's a grand prize." No, doesn't happen like that.
But they don't get a grand prize. They get an opportunity to fight harder for the grand prize. And that's why I like it. I just feel like Keke Palmer used it immaturely. I think, again, she was just moved by emotion.
Yeah,
the expectation of what LaBeija is, her expectation, their performance didn't meet it. And she wants more, and she was giving them a chance.
No. Yeah.
She used it too soon.
Right. Again, you're talking to a football guy whose playoff system is one and done. You know what I mean? If you're not the best that day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. So that's why I'm okay with, I was okay with Tishy going home because honestly, they weren't the best that episode. Like, I get it, but they weren't the best that episode.
They were not the best, but they were not the worst.
Granted, but they weren't the best. So, and the thing about it is, you got to be the best in order to secure your safety or be within the best. You know what I mean? And they weren't. And the way the rules were set up is that and it is what it is. They didn't win the battle, so they had to go home. Like, you can't. Much as I like you, so what? Like, you win some, you lose some. But I definitely don't think that the gag flag should have been used on LaBeija, or even used. Period. Honestly,
did we say this that the House of Revlon ended up being the superior house in the first 2 episodes through the Grand March?
Yes.
They just had the best scores. They were the top house, and then episode 3, once again, they remain the superior house.
Superior house. They won the animal ball. They were bees. Their performance was amazing. I mean, the Frenchies are killing it. The Frenchies are killing it. They want that trophy, and I don't see anybody taking that trophy from them right now.
Not right now.
I don't.
Like, again, we got some strong houses. Yeah, we do have some strong houses, but right now they have the crown, and they're going to hold on to it.
Right.
Is it possible somebody may come close to grabbing it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very possible.
Yeah, especially if they get there, if they tighten up a bit. Yamamoto, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Juicy Couture, I'm looking at you.
Yes.
And
it's a shame.
Possibly Alpha Omega.
Now you just saying that to get a reaction out of me. You know damn well they don't deserve to be nowhere near that crown. Stop.
I do.
Stop.
I do.
Stop. He's just saying that to mess with me.
No,
he don't really believe that.
I do. I have them in my top 3, to be honest.
Why? Why?
I have them in my top 3.
Tell me why.
Huh?
Why?
Because I think that they're a solid house. I think their performances have been good. Their
You think they look good?
performances have been in their performances as far as the level of everything else like that compared to everybody
He's
else
falling
has
for
definitely been in top four
He's falling for it.
territory. All right, for
Well,
me, it's top 3.
So here's my thing. Overall, all of the houses that's there, all of them that stand out to me.
And so what? I'm a sucker for
4 or 5.
Face.
I will give you 4 or 5 only because the competition with some of these other houses just aren't there. So it gives you an advantage because you don't have to fight as hard.
I guess.
And again, they're not bad. I'm not saying that they're bad. They are not bad. I don't think that everyone in that house could carry each other. I can tell you now, there are 2 people they will never put up on a Vogue battle. Clearly.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you put together a team, yeah, you definitely want to look, but you also want to look a group of people that at the drop of a dime, in case someone get injured or something happen, and we have someone out, that could have been your Vogue assassin. But because they're out now, you got less to choose from because everyone can't do it. They're going to coast for a while, but they're not going to win.
All right.
They're not in the top 3.
So on episode 3, the team that the house that went home was the house of Elan Meekly, and to me, thusly so.
Yeah, I agree.
Their performance was just not on the level of everyone else's, and in the battle, Machiavelli, the guy from Machiavelli, he came on strong towards the end and basically took that battle.
Yeah.
The
both people get great energy though.
Yeah.
Great energy, but at the end of the day, there could only be one.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that we got was the great one.
Mm-hmm.
Before we do that, let's talk about this other judge that they had on here. Anita, I think her name is.
I don't even know her name.
Okay, all this research that we doing to be ready, we gotta make sure we get these names
together. But
the
judge on episode 3, little Latina in the red, in the canary yellow, canary yellow.
Saying red
with
the purple
because I love red
feathers.
With the canary yellow and the purple feathers here, like she was.
Her energy was everything. She gave good critiques.
Well,
I like
she gave away a lot of charity points, but it's okay.
So when you have artists, performers, entertainers who are not familiar with Vogue in the ballroom community, and they see something that they like, okay, that was good. But she even said, I wish I would have saw this one first because I would have saved that 10 for this one.
Yeah.
And then she went behind them and ended up giving Revlon the 10.
Right.
But it's like she wasn't familiar. So like she's excited because some of those performances were excitable.
Right.
So she was excited and she was happy to see and be a part of.
Mm-hmm.
She was a great judge.
Mm-hmm.
She did give away some freebies, some charity points.
Yeah.
But overall, her energy on the show, I wouldn't mind having her back.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't mind having her back either. That was amazing. Y'all got to keep her on the short list of judges to bring back every season.
Do we talk about who some of these judges is going to be though?
Oh, I didn't even see.
Got Bob. I'm gonna just say 3. Bob the drag queen.
Yeah, Bob.
We got Issa Rae.
Yeah, and
you got my girl.
Yeah.
Miss Kelly Rowland.
Oh, and your sister is coming back.
Oh yeah, it's my sister.
Yeah.
My sister is coming back on the show. Yes.
Yeah.
Miss Dominique Jackson, my lovely sister, will be back on that show to judge again. Actually, I think she's one of the only judges to return.
Right.
So say what you want about her first appearance.
Whoa, that first appearance.
Which we're not going to do that because that's my sister.
That first appearance.
But we're not going to do that.
Firecracker.
We're not going to do that because that's my sister.
I love it.
But she will be back looking as gorgeous as ever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Light that firecracker, girl.
So before we wrap up completely.
So just to let you know, Elaine Meekly was eliminated. Superior House, House of Revlon. My personal top 3. Okay. My personal top 3. Okay. I have Revlon. By far, in my opinion, by far. If this was a race, they are a half a lap ahead of everyone else, to be honest with you, in my book. They're like a half a lap, well, 3/4 of a lap. Yeah. Right. In front of everybody. Like they are almost about to lap everybody. Like it's getting ridiculous. Just how the separation is in my mind and how it's growing. Second, I have House of Alpha Omega. I do. I have them at number 2. I do.
I don't think anybody's gonna be able to justify this.
I have them at number 2. Then number 3, I have Yamamoto. I have Yamamoto at number 3. And right nipping at the heels of, but the thing about it is with Alpha Omega, Yamamoto, and my number 4 one, Juicy Couture, right? When I tell you they are like, all 3 of them are like this.
No, they're not. They're not.
Like,
but okay.
that's where it is for me. They're like,
y'all gonna hate me for this season. Y'all gonna hate me this season.
That's why I say it's your personal. Go ahead.
My top 3.
Be a Grinch.
Gladly. My top 3 is going to, number 1 is going to be Revlon.
Mm-hmm.
We agree on that one. No one's messing with them right now. Again, there's some people who can catch up.
Yeah.
But right now they are in a clear lead. And then, hey Izzy. And then in my my second and third place, I just want them to fight it out. It would be Yamamoto and Juicy Couture in no particular order. Whoever wins out after they fight it out, that will be it.
I don't see anything wrong with that either.
I'm not going to have a top 4 because I'm not going to lie to you, the people, and myself. No, we're not doing that. Those are the top 3 people.
I don't see anything. And the thing about I don't see anything wrong with that.
Thank you.
I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong
Izzy.
with that. But, but Alpha Omega is like, you can't deny their talent. You can't deny the quality of their performance. It is top 4 worthy. Okay. Now for me,
if this is America's Best
sitting
Dance
at number
crew,
2.
If this is America's Best Dance Crew, then yes, they will be in the top 4. Okay. This is a Vogue competition. You have to be able to vogue.
Pretty hating pretty.
See, here's my thing. The reason why I feel like I can say something because I stay in my lane. I know I can't vogue. You will not catch me on Legendary unless they put me in a judging seat. I am not a part of a house. I will not be doing no dip spins or anything else because that's not my lane. Let me look pretty sitting on that chair next to these other great people and giving out scores. I will gladly do that. But I know my lane. Hell, I'm not even a dancer. So, no, they are great dancers. And if this was America's Best Dance Crew, they would be in the top 4. But then again, I don't know because the competition is in Vogue and there's more people who do more dancing.
Agree to disagree.
All right. I need you guys' help in the comments. Let me know what you think. Am I crazy? Am I going crazy?
Yes.
Because everybody seems to be thinking that the House of Alpha Omega, and I'm not saying that there's not people in that house that aren't like Vogue assassins. They're just not on the show.
Pretty hating pretty is what I say it is.
Let me know. Let me know. I mean, maybe it is me. I don't know. And they are gorgeous. They are so like they're talented, they're gorgeous, but they're just not given what needs to be given. That's one thing I bet you'll never hear Law say on that show to them. He will never say you gave what needed to be given or whatever. You did what needed to be done. Law is not going to say that this season to the House of Alpha Omega. Unless the category is sex siren, they're not going to get
it. And that could be a category this season.
It could be. And if that's the category, then okay. But tell me, do you see them hearing it any other way? You can't dispute my points.
Good job. Good job, Alpha Omega. You're in my top. You're in my top
5.
You're in my top
5.
Okay. You're in my top
5.
Yeah.
I'm having
Don't
too
mind
much
the shady bald man, okay? Don't mind.
Oh gosh, thank you guys so much for chilling with us. Do me a favor, real quick. I need you guys to go to my website because the book, A Life of Lust, Memoirs of the Porn Star, is still on sale. It will continue. You know, it's almost a year. My birthday is the end of this month, which is in 2 weeks. And then next month makes a year since I released this book.
Right.
And I think I might do a little discount thing for a little promo offer code. I don't call it a discount, but a little offer for our viewers.
Yes.
For being such great viewers. So I'm going to actually announce that on the Cocktail Hour and then again on GreatMines Show on next Sunday. But go now. You guys can go in and buy the book. You guys can go into the Amazon link as well and leave me a review. If you already bought the book, I'd love to hear what you guys think. All that good stuff. Izzy, hit me up about my birthday. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching.
Yes.
We'll catch you next
Don't forget.
Sunday.
Don't forget. Book your tickets. Book your tickets now.
I love that you're here. Let me tell you something.
We have such big announcements coming.
And a lot more stuff is being added to CMP.
Oh gosh,
Columbus Melanin Pride. When I tell you this is going to be a very, very amazing weekend in Columbus, Ohio, for us melanated people.
Yes,
who happens to be queer, lesbian, gay, trans, bi, all of that. Listen, you want to go to get your tickets? Is it? Do I have the link up here? Oh, okay. That's the next thing I'm gonna have to add. So we're gonna put our link up, link up here for you guys to go and get your tickets. So yeah,
plenty of information on both of our Facebooks. I am back on Facebook now. On both of our Instagrams, okay. On our Twitters, all right. We got plenty of flyers up. We got so many superstars coming. Like, it is superstars upon superstars, because with this headliner, right, we cannot just bring in just rinky-dink anybody's. We bought in some super duper stars, because they got to be on the same level as the King. They got to be on the same level. I mean, it's
I appreciate it. You can close us out.
But thank y'all for coming. Make sure y'all book y'all tickets, CMP.
Buy your book.
Go down to the website, buy your book. Thank y'all for coming. God bless you. Good night.